had to fix the audio with that. Hang on one second, guys. I think we're good to go now. Good night, good morning, early Tuesday evening, morning rather to you. My name is Jimjames. New haircut. Welcome to Ukla Studios. It's a late podcast. We've been busy all day today, and a lot of things have been going through. We'll get the light back too. How we doing, guys? We're gonna do a quick video for you tonight. Last one turned out to be like almost 2 hours. Craziness. Let's zoom in a little bit so we can give you more of an angled shot here. There we go. All right. Always working things out. Going live, you guys. Anyway, our last picture that we did was the jokester. Here, let me go ahead and transition to the next one. We're doing our introduction. Welcome to the show. Here we go. All right, as you can see, our paperboard here is, ready to go, ready to rock. Here's our artwork from last week, guys. Turned out pretty good. Let's go ahead and zoom in for you real quick. For those of you who didn't get a good glimpse of it, this is good and dry now. Here's our image from last week. This week, we're going to do a companion piece for this, which is, we'll call her HQ, which will stand for hardcore. Or hardly core. We'll just put it that way. Hardly something is what we'll call it. But it's going to be a companion piece to go along with that. So actually, let's turn our board. Yeah. Let's see. How do we have our other one? Yeah, we'll do it like this too. Again, with our assortments, let me go ahead and shift over for a second. Show you guys what we're using tonight. Tonight we're just going to do pencils, black and whites. All right. I do have a couple of markers here, but that's just for in case we decide to put a little bit of color on anything, which it shouldn't matter about that much, or too much anyway. We got our graphites. All of these are graphite pencils. These are normal HB number 2 pencils. Get that on camera there. Yeah. These are your graphite drawing. These are a Kimberly brand. HBs, 4Bs, 3B, 8B, excuse me, a 2B, and all these are number 2 pencils. This one here is double-ended for giggles. This one here is nubbed just so I can get some really good smooth spots. I've also got some Q-tips here for blending. Shit ton of erasers, sharpener, markers, guitar pick, ready to go. Ruler, let's mark out our space. Let's get right into it, guys. Try to make this a quicker video. All right. Back up just a bit. Yep, there we go. All right. Now, we'll just start off with our line here. I'd like to make it 12 by 12 by 12, 4 by 4 by 4. Again, this time, guys, I'm going to try to keep my head out of the shot. I know my hair was in there a lot of the last time. So, like, I kept leaning into the shot as such. So I'm going to make sure that I'm prevalent and keep my head away from the camera. All right. Again, like I said, as our life drawing teacher always taught us, put a box. You don't have to use your whole image. I think we might have already tagged ourselves with a little intro for our show here. I may have to lay that down on recording tomorrow. That's good enough. Alright, as always, you want to start out with your flat drawing ready to go. Then you want to get your shape of what your figures want to look like. For us, let's see. Since we did a bust of the last one, we'll do a bust of the same type. Meaning, it's going to be from the head to the shoulders. Just cut off here. That's a bust. Okay? Not like brassiere bust. That's a whole different genre. Anyway. Alright. His head was facing this way. So we'll make hers face this way. 3/4 angled in this fashion. Actually, more like this. So you can see it. It would look this way. This way. Reverse view on the camera is kind of crazy. Anyway. Rizzle, you alright? Sizzling. That's my dog, Sizzle Rizzle. Alright, so let's get into it. For Harley's head, we're going to go old school where she's got the big long dilly-dallies like the Hardley's head. Hardley Quince. Hardley Quince? We'll come up with something as the picture goes along. Alright. So we're just going to basically draw out a small oval. Because I want her to kind of be peering down at this angle, like this fashion here. Girls have much more angular, smaller heads than guys do, so you might want to keep that in mind as well. Teardrop. More or less an oval teardrop. And with her neck profile, we'll bring it in small. Actually, I want it a little higher. So I want her head to be peering down, so let's see. Coming down like this. The neck would be at this angle, straight down, like this. Okay. Take this line away. Let's see, our line of action would come like this. As your spine would come down through her chest and out. So that would make her neck profile come about here. Okay. Bring her shoulders down. Bring this one up a little. So you want your chest to come down here, come out a little. Alright, make sure we're talking to the camera this time, because it was a little quiet last time when we weren't speaking directly at the front. Do this profile on this side as such. This arm would be connected down here. And I want that mallet that she's famous for kind of hanging off right here. Actually, let's use our ruler to get that angle perfect. Bring it on up to here. Okay. Let's have the handle for that mallet. Oh, head's in the shot. Okay. And from this point, you can kind of see the lines of action of how we're going here. We'll put her hand right about here. Fingers coming out. back to the knuckles here. Again, this all comes back to anatomy as well. If you don't know what your anatomy is, you're not going to be able to draw hands and the knuckle grip and things. Take time to study. Okay. Your thumb would be coming about here. If you're holding on to the thing, about like this, be on the other side. I know, popping up like that looks like it works. Oops. Let's fix that line of action again. Okay. Now her face is going to swoop down at this angle because she's kind of peering at you. And her eyes are going to be low somewhere around about here. Which will put her nose about there. And the lips somewhere right about here in this area. Oh, goodness, Rizzle. Getting a little loud there. Alright, let's bring this in. Get a little high cheekbone. Okay. Take that line of action out. Ride that back in a little smoother. Because she is wearing a Harlequin hoodie. Let's see. A little bit of a arc shape there. Buckle in for the nose. Okay. We'll divot for her lips. Oh, head's completely in the shot. Alright, let's see. About, yeah. I want to keep it right in line with this lip here. So we'll put a line up. So this here, so that kind of gives you an idea where to put that eye. Okay. Now let's fix this oblong head. It's a bit wide. Bring it down, shrink it down a little bit. And we can bring the neck out and back out to here. Perfect. We'll fix those lines of action here so they're not there anymore. Whoops. Excuse me, Sizzle. That's my dog Sizzle. I have to pardon that noise for a moment. Okay, let's shrink her lips a little bit too now that her head's smaller. Oh, head's in the shot again. I'm going to have to start being very mindful of that, obviously. There we go, that works. Again, you're always changing your shots here. Sometimes you see something you want to change it, and you have to just go right into it, you know? That's a lot more delicate there. I don't want such a sharp line for a lady's face. Let's chop that eye down. It's a little high for this angle. There we go. That takes care of her bridge there, her nose. Shrink this side down a little bit. She can have big eyes, but they don't need to be so exaggerated. This was a better eraser than that. There we go. Yeah, get in a little more here so you guys can see what's going on. Okay. So here her neck will come down. We'll make her shoulder connect to here. There we go. Now our line is perfect. Let's see. Where did I put that thing? Oh, there it is. Beverage. Delicious. Okay, from here we're gonna fix out the top of her thing here. Fix her leotard. Isn't that called a leotard? That uniform that she would wear, I guess. There we go. Keep your head in the shot. Cued. Cue. 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 All right. So let's see. The top of her head should be about here. Pivot point should come back down to here. And stop it about there. Because her face is exposed. Here, let's fix that brow angle. Okay. Now, as far as her mask is concerned, it comes up like this at an angle. This side does too. A lower piece. Bring it down to those pivot points. Okay. Now when we come back for shading, we'll worry about filling all that in. Alright, let's get all these fake marks out of there. And then punch up there for a little bit. distress in there. Get the tip for a highlight. Do the same over here. That's a piece under her eyes. Okay, the rest of that can be black. Now, let's do something with his mouth. I like the position of it, but I don't like the actual features of where it's going there. Put my head out of shot again. Let's do this. Put a little crook on the mouth here. Hat right now would come down more of an angle like that. All right. Now we got our Harley Quinn face. Let's try to put some eyeballs in here. Let's go with a lighter pencil real quick. 4B? No. 4H. That's the one. Let's see, we'll go ahead and start putting some color in here. This way we can mark out our highlight areas and we can just come back with a 4B, which is way darker, and it'll basically knock out our dark areas for us. I'll tell you what. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. This roller, we're taking connect our stick again. Alright. I don't want that to be so long there. Maybe it'll be coming out from her mouth. There we go, much better. Take out this line. Okay. Let's go back to our double ender. Again, we're going to separate some shade up here so that lip sticks out. Okay. Perfect. Now we're going to take this Q-tip and smear this in a little bit here, just to give it a little more natural look. That's going to be our start for that. Okay. Now, let's get her shape of the tassels that come off of her head. So we'll start off with our double ender again. Let's just see. Split it in two here. So That would be the top side of her head in 1/2. So one would come off of here. As such, where this one would come off right about here. Where that mallet would be coming in. Okay. Bring this down to here. Okay. There's your one ball. There's your second. I thought it might need to be a little bigger. Let's take this piece out. And we can take this out, because we don't necessarily need that on the side of her head. But we do need to split. Whoops. Head all in the shot again. Alright, there we go. So now we're getting our general basic shape down. You can kind of see what's going on here. Let's go ahead and get some more neck details in here. Just a little slight bit. Okay. That slit down her neck would come down to here. And continue on through her chest. Let's fix that. Okay. Make your shoulder come off right there and match her thumb. Shrink this pole down some. Stick rather. Perfect. Tell you what. I'm gonna grab one of these to lay on, because your hand's gonna start getting really pencily. And this way, when you swipe around the table, you're not marking up your page. So, works out. Good. Well, let's bring that shoulder in some. It doesn't look right. That's not the right formula there. Shoulder would come down to here. Trying to watch our time here, guys, just to make sure we keep up pretty good. All right. She's a bit of a loud snorer, so I keep going to look over to check on her. Oh, head's in the shot again. Connect this mask. Okay. A little furl there. Okay. Now with Harley, she's got bells. And they kind of do a little number like this. so. Okay. Do the same with this side. Alright. Let's keep this one going in. About the same fashion. Nope, that's a little wider. The back of her head. Little ear pouch. Little action there shows the little ear pouch. Little action here to show the ear pouch. Little flip there to show where it continues. Let's connect that. Little flip folds. Alright, let's go over here on this side. Correct. Connect this down here. Very good. And we're almost completely done with our base drawing. Alright. And up here, we're just going to go ahead and form a mallet real quick. It don't necessarily got to be completely symmetric, but it would help. Let's make it a bigger circle. There we go. She carries around a big mallet. It would be about that size. Okay. Now that we got our working lines here, take out what we don't need. Put a little swirl in here for this. Here. We'll just take that out. Follow our top border and take that out as well. On the side here. Then again, we've got our impression. Big ass mallet. Let's make it a little more obtuse so it's not sticking out so far. Yeah, that'll work. Alright. That's the right size there. Again, guys, I apologize for the lateness of this video, but we've just been busy the past couple of weeks. I'm going to try to bring next Monday's video a little bit earlier so we can try to catch a bunch of you live. And the thing is, I like to do these live so you can see me, that none of this is made up. You can see me actually doing it. It's all real time. And again, it's all in continuation. And if you don't want to watch it in this slow speed, you can press 2 times the speed at the bottom down there where the little gear is and speed it up 2 times fast, and this whole thing will go real fast. Plus, it's funny. You get to hear me go. It's hilarious. I giggle at myself every time I do it. Okay, let's fix this arm here, and we're almost in business. We'll start off with the coloring and shading. Fix this line here. And take out this line here. And take out all this stuff because we pretty much know what we're doing. Okay, here. Let's fix our line again real quick. Fix our bottom one again. All right. There is our preliminary drawing. We'll zoom out some. Of our Harley. With a mallet in her hand, her head posed. Just kind of poised and holding her little thing over her shoulder. Okay? Let's fix her shoulder first. Again, this is a little too high. That fits better. That fits the flow better. We can fix a transition there to her shoulder. Much better. Much better. Let's fix this line of action here. So it follows the same rule. We get the hint there of what's going on. All right. Now, let's get into the shading. Oops. Let me make sure our lines are all crisp before we start getting in here real good. Let's do our eyeballs. We'll zoom back in for that. Crispy eyes. All right. Let's see here. There we go. Perfect. Now I just get a little corners in. Pardon my head in the shot here. I'm just trying to get a little close here. Leave a little dot highlight in the middle there. Okay. Let's fix that nose bridge. All right. Now we're going to come in with our light brush or 3B here. And we're going to go in and lightly shade everything in here. Okay? Just to put some angles in. And we'll smudge everything out with the smoother. But for now, we're just putting in shadow. Just a light haze for now. To add a little more depth to what's going on. Once we blend it in, it'll make a lot more sense. I know it looks like a lot like she's got a beard right now, but she doesn't. Okay. Now, let's take our shader again, and let's blend all this in a little bit. Take some of this tip off. There we go. Now remember, we can always go back in with our eraser and put in highlights. Okay? That's kind of the effect that we're going for here. It doesn't matter if you get over into other spots because, like I said, we're going to come back across it with an eraser and take out our highlights. Even in here, we're going to add some darkness. We may just use the markers to highlight some more of this stuff. Again, we're darkening up with our 3B right now, so this would be a good time to use your piece of paper to keep your hand from marking anywhere else that would be on your page. That black instantly draws your eye to the makeup on a character. Let's take our blender brush again and blend this in a good bit. At least under those eyes there so we can get the light going like we want to. And we're already almost at the whole shot there. Okay. Now, we're going to take our fine tip eraser brush here. And we're going to come back up in here and we're going to do out some fine lines. Soften this face up a little bit. Okay. Let's take our more of our brush here and blend that just a little more. Okay. Take our shader again and blend that we have left. So there's going to be a natural shadow from the mask under her face. Alright. That's a little more darker tones in the lip area. Excuse me. Our blender again. Perfect. And then adds a contrast from our white to our dark. Just that easy. Now with her eyes, I want to come back into the light color. So let's use one of these. Give her a little eyeshadow look. Darken her pupils a little more. Take that line out there, that's a little too much. blender again. Blender, blender. Perfect. All right. Now, as for the rest, let's make her side of her face just a little softer. Okay. All right. We'll take this and we'll outline her mask now, since that needs to be darker. Okay. Now, with our markers here, our blue and our red, we're just going to add a little highlight to her lip here, just so you know that it's color. Pardon my head in the shot again. Cool. And we'll do the same with her eye, so it sets that off just a bit. Perfect. Now, a little bit of orange, we're going to hit up some of these lips just a little bit more. What that's going to do is that's going to brighten up our lip and give it that red tint that we want, without adding a lot of color. A small beacon right there. Back to our red a little bit. Just a hint. Darker right there. Perfect. 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 All right. Now, we're going to take our already stumpy brushes, and here comes the fun part. We're just going to shade most of the black side, and just to leave out some white accents, and then we're just going to color it all in. This is the easy part, sort of. This half we're going to do black because this is the easiest side to make, our black side. And this side we'll make red because we're going to have to do highlights on this. Makes it a lot easier just to adjust in that sense. So, if you're following along at home, black side, red side. Okay. Actually, let's put a little more hint up under here, so I can see that eye looks a little darker. Perfect. Okay. Let's see. We'll fill in these areas first. Heads in the shot. I'm going to be better at this next time, I promise. As far as keeping my head out of the shot. Then again, I like my little setup we got going here. This kind of works with me off in the corner looking here and pointing it at my drawing as I'm drawing it. Kind of feels like you're in the room at the same time. Alright. So again, with these highlights, all you really want to do is just put an outline around it. just keeps it simple. Let's see, with this, just put an outline around the whole thing. Okay. Along with this, head in the shot. What these do is they add superficial lines so you know where shadow goes. And seeing as how it's black, it's going to stand out. Oh, sorry guys. As far as the slit goes, we'll put a shimmer across that whole thing as well. Perfect. Let's fix that. All right, let's solidify this line as well as this one. All right. Any more lines we need to solidify? Yes, this one. Okay. We'll do one more right here as well. For the hammer, we'll just leave it like it is. It's pretty easy going. We'll just marker it out and put a brown highlight on it. I do have a brown, don't I? Pretty sure I do, yes. Brown. A little green highlight in her eyes. There we go. We'll put these in the tips here too. It'll help add shadow. Perfect. Now let's see. We'll start off with our cross hatching here. Wish me luck. Cue here is to try not to go over where you just went, because that's going to darken over literally where you just went. Try to be deliberate, but have some self-control. Again, we're using the 80 weight paper again. We haven't switched it up for any reason. And seeing as how we're going sideways, it makes her cloth stand out. As well as the texture from this as kind of a cloth-like aspect. It's kind of neat. Now we're going under the chin, so we want to go a little darker. Again, just follow your line here and you will be good as gold. Almost like an etching, you're catching the bottom underneath here, so it works. It works for what we're doing here. Okay, now we're going the other way, as you can see, and it adds just another layer of darkness to the drawing itself. And this goes a lot faster because we're heading downwards along with the angle of the paper. And like I said, with this, you can already add your shadows in where in darker places where you won't, and places will stay lighter, because all you have to do is crosshatch and the place will just get darker. The more you add, the darker it'll be. The less you add, the lighter it'll be. Simple. We'll call her Hardly Can't Tell. Seems to work. Okay. Last one, we're going to go up and down straight up. Sorry, my face is in the shot. But this one, we're just going to be basically adding shadow. So you want to stay down to the lower areas. Right here alongside the face, and on the back of the head you want it to be a little bit darker, just to give you the illusion that this is actually standing out from her head. Again, we have our blending tool, so we can blend this all in. It won't be an issue. And again, this gives you our lines of action so we can always tell what's going on. And now with our blending stick, we'll just come back through here and smear it all down. And you really do have control with this thing. It helps to blend so well. Go in over your highlight area that you separated. It's just going to look all the more real. follow your lines. You have shade, follow it down in the way you shaded it. Down the side of the face. Hug the curves of the face here. You're going to want this a little darker here on the sides of her face because you want this hood to be accentuated a little more. So make a definite line there. And again, with your stump, you come right across that and blend it right on in. Excuse me. Perfect. Now, we're going to take our black marker and we're going to accent her other half. Actually, you know what? We need a thinner marker than that. Hopefully we have one. Doesn't look like it. So what we'll do here is we'll just go and outline the other side with red. It'll make our contrast stand out. And this will give you the hint of red that would be her fingertips, this side of her body, because in this fashion, we don't necessarily have to color the whole thing. This is saving a lot of time. We're just highlighting. If you catch what I'm doing. Okay. And let's catch the head real quick over here. What we'll do here to make this pop out and stand is we'll grab us a red colored pencil, red lead, and we'll make this pop. But for now, I want these red highlights to be very dominant. Oh, head was in the shot again. Sorry, guys. All I'm doing is tracing these lines and putting a little gap between certain ones. Okay. Just what happens. Red color pencil. Sharpen that bad boy up. We might just have a flesh tone in here too. We might have some flesh tone we can add to her face. If not here, I know I have one somewhere else. Let's see. Yeah, we'll use the yellow and the orange. That'll do the highlights perfect. Pardon me while I'm shaving. Alright. This is going to be a little trickier than our black side because black's neutral color. It's easy to handle. With the reds here, ooh, that one broke the tip there. With the reds here, we're going to, I'll hold them up here, have a couple of different shades to choose from so our red will show up. First off, what we want to do is to start with our lightest color. This is more of a highlight pink, so we'll use that for the highlights. The orange we'll use for the undertones, and the red we'll just use for the base. Alright. Grab our paper here so we don't smudge. And just like we did before, just lightly color through the whole thing. And make sure your lines don't go different ways like this. Make sure they're all going in the same pattern. Let's see. This one will be coming down just a little bit different because it's the top of her head. So we'll go ahead and darken down a little bit. And since this is dropping down, we'll have the flow coming down in the same way. All right. Like I said, this is our base color, so we're going all over with it. All right, let's get our angles going. Zoom in a little bit for that. That's as far as we can get in it. Yep. All right. There's our base red done. Now let's come back in with our orange and hit up our little highlights. Because again, we're not going for copyright infringement. This is a DC-owned character as well. That's why I said we're going to call her Hardley. I already forgot it. Hardly can't tell. Catch the backside here, so we can add some shadow in. Also, it gives us more of a little round effect here for this piece. And it adds the shadow right there where it needs to be. Excuse me, Sizzle. see, we'll add a little bit of shadow here just to accentuate the breast area. Just like we got going on here. A little more of that red. Perfect. We'll hint to her face here. Okay. Now let's go into the pink here. Very lightly with the pink. You don't want to go too strong with it. And this is going to be your highlight. This will help bring out your shadow as well if you want to put it in real quick on top of the shadow colors you have going already. This will help to bring out a little bit of the highlights in the shadow. A little more orange on that just to bring it out some more. Another stump here. Blend this in. Okay. Now we're going to take our pinks. We're going to light up these lips here. Oh, pardon. Faces in the head. Place again. Put little accents where we want them. Add some light shadowing here under the mask. Couple lips here, a little bit of highlights here. A lot of shadows. Like I said, this will help to bring out her face just a little bit. Okay. Now, you get this yellow back again. Hopefully it's got a tip in and the whole lead isn't totally destroyed. Some little highlights on our bells here. It's more of a neon yellow. It's kind of cool. Okay. Now, let's come back in here with this color blue, very light blue. And we're going to go ahead and accentuate her right side. This will help where you colored off the sections before. This will help it to stand out. top of her head. Carry that all around. Perfect. A lot of action there. All right. Let's see. I'll take a little more out of her face here. On top of her nose. Top of her brow. A little more here on the side of her face. Alright guys, let's take care of this mallet and we should be good to go. A little more shading on this hand here. Just add a little darkness. Perfect. All right. Now, like I said, we're going to draw a little outline for our mallet here. All right, let's get that line going. Pretty sure I got another big brown one here somewhere. Here we go. Make that mallet stand out some more. Go. Awesome possum. Now let's see. I had another color. Apparently I don't have it anymore. We'll just make a brown. Okay, take our red again, out of frames. Okay, and with our small brown pen, come back through and add some next markings. Okay. A little more notching there. Cross-hatching is the key here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Keep the top a little bit light. A little bit more cross-hatching up here. Okay. Now, as far as the tip goes, shake that little red. The pattern with this is you make little dark circles and it kind of looks like wood. And this has got a splat from where she's been smacking things. Okay, let's cross-hatch that a little bit. Get a little more structure. We'll add a couple more lines of action here in the wood so you kind of get the idea of the graininess that's going on. Oops, I forgot a line there. Glad I saw it. Perfect. Alright guys. Now, let's get this stuff back home together where we need it to be. Where's that brown again? Here we go. Making some wood markings here. Okay. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Put a little darker line here on the side of the face. Put a little signature right here at the bottom. Again, guys, my name's been Jimjames. This is our picture of what we'll call Hardly Can't Tell. And this will also be up for sale on our Facebook Ukla Studios shop if you want to purchase it, along with our other Joker, who looks like this. So together, you'd make a pretty cool wall set, guys. Again, my name is Jimjames. If you like these kind of things, make sure you click like and subscribe. And we're going to be doing a bunch more of these here real soon. If you like any of these videos, again, like I said, leave some comments below on what you want to see. We've had some requests for some Jack Skellington, Tim Burton-esque pictures for next Monday's show. So, guys, we're going to be doing that as well. You got anything else you want to see, or anything in the realm of cartoons, of real life, of anything you want to see? We'll do nature shots. We'll do anything, guys. Give us a holler. Just keeps content coming from the channel. Again, here's our picture. Hardly can't tell. My name's been Jimjames. Upon knowing, look around, and we'll see you next time, guys. Stay frosty.